Welcome back to Reveal Math Grade 2 Unit 9. Today's video is on Lesson 4, Decompose addends to add 3-digit numbers. Now if you went to school in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, anytime around then or before then, you're probably thinking this is a foreign language and this is why math gets a bad name. Remember, we've learned these words before. Decompose just means break up into pieces. Addends is the 2 or more numbers that you're adding. I'm actually super excited for this video, believe it or not. I love partial sums. I love partial products, actually, and partial quotients too, which they will eventually get to in like 4th, 5th grades. All right, so here we have what looks like another really complicated diagram. What's the sum? Decompose both addends to solve. And we've got what looks like sort of a foreign language here. All right, we're going to move that to the side. I made up a new problem, 532 plus 285, and I gave us some room to work with these numbers. So the first thing we need to do is decompose both addends. So remember, that just means break both of the numbers we're adding up. The way we're going to do this in this lesson is to break them up by place value. So 532, we're going to rewrite as 500. Remember, this is the expanded form that was in 9.2, I believe. Plus 30 plus 2. 285 we could represent as 200 plus 80 plus 5. So I'm just writing out the value of each of those digits in the place it's in. So figuring out partial sums just means adding the different parts of the numbers separately. So this actually has them starting with the hundreds first, then the tens, and then the ones. When you're doing the base 10 blocks with regrouping like we did in 9.3, it makes it easier if you start with the ones, but either way here doesn't matter. You can start with the hundreds or the ones. So here, okay, we have 500, and then we also have 200. So those are our two hundreds values that we're adding, and that equals 700 total. For our tens, we have 30, and we have 80. And that equals, here we're going over 100, so this is going to make it a little bit harder. It equals 110, or you could think of it as 11 tens, which bumps us into the hundreds place. And then for our ones, we have 2 plus 5, which just equals 7. Now, if your students are having trouble with this part, for example, the 30 plus 80, they can use any other strategy they learned already to help them figure that out. And now we write out our partial sums, which are our 3 addends here. So we have the hundreds, 700, and then we have what we ended up with in the tens, which actually gives us another 100, but 110, and then we have our last one, which is the 7, and we add up all 3 of those. So 700 plus 110, I know, is 810, plus another 7 is going to give me 800, 800s, I should say, 110 and 7 ones. And again, if your students are struggling with just this part, which is totally reasonable, have them use any other strategy they figured out. They could use a number line, they could use base 10 pieces, they could even actually do partial sums again just to add the 700 and the 110. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment with any other math content or grade level you'd like explained, and if you're interested in reading my thoughts on math education, check out my Substack, Make Math Make Sense.